Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Noelle and I review and unbox subscription boxes here on my channel. Today I have another box all the way from Dingle, Ireland. It is of course my Ireland box that has been sent to me for review by the lovely Catherine and her team. This box is always filled with all kinds of goodies, some of them edible from Irish makers, as well as including Catherine's booklet that she puts together, which always has lots of information about the history of Ireland as well as what's going on in Ireland at the time, all in line with that month's theme. There's usually a recipe card as well for those of you who like to spend some time in the kitchen. So this box is really perfect for anyone who has Irish heritage, anyone who has visited and fallen in love with Ireland, anyone who is hoping to eventually visit Ireland. I clearly do not have Irish heritage, however, I have visited Ireland. I think it is gorgeous. I think the people are lovely, and I always enjoy seeing the items that we have in here that help me remind myself of that time I had there and also inspire me to get back there eventually one of these days. Although I will say, and I've said before, we had such a marvelous time, my husband and he wasn't even my husband yet, but we had such a marvelous time. We went in the fall, so it was a little bit cold and crisp, but the weather was stunning. Like, not too many rainy days, and when it was rainy, it was just a nice drizzle. It was so fantastic. So hopefully I will get to visit in a different season and see a different side of Ireland, although there's lots of things that I would love to do again, or things that I didn't have an opportunity to visit the first time around. For example, meeting Catherine would be really, really fun. So the box itself is $49.95 per month, plus again, all the way from Ireland to the US, just $15.50. And they do have a very active Facebook group as well, where people are always very excited to receive their boxes. Don't put any spoilers in there. You will get jumped on in there, because a lot of people really enjoy the surprise. So there are some people who really love sort of the more, I would say, souvenir-y items that, you know, have Ireland or the Irish flag on them. I'm not usually one of those people. I like just knowing where it came from, knowing about the maker, but not necessarily having it feel like a souvenir that I would have liked to maybe have picked out for myself. Sometimes she commissions items to be made for us, which I think is fantastic. Of course, I always love the edible treats almost the most, because then they're not going to take space in my house, but I also feel like I'm really getting an authentic taste of Ireland. And then I know some of you absolutely love the booklet from Catherine, because she puts so much effort into it and it is lovely. Some of you, you're like, I already have enough reading to do, so I don't need to do any more of that. I get it. There's a little something for everyone. I do have a code for you. It's MAUI, M-A-U-I, and that will save you $5 on your first box. But definitely check out the website if you haven't done it already. I know the 3-month subscription is usually the most popular, and sometimes there's a little deal or discount with that. So check out the website and find out. All right, so inside we open it up and it says, "Hello from Ireland," and now instead of our neon green tissue paper, we have more of this dark foresty green, which is kind of nice. It's a little more refreshing. Sometimes, although I will say the neon green was probably perfect for summer, but sometimes it kind of woke me up with that bright colored green. All right, let's see what we've got. Now, usually the recipe card and the booklet that I need to tell you about all of the items inside is all the way down at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull items out. Now, they try so hard to package things so that they don't get bent up, because I do take photos for this box. It doesn't always work, because unfortunately, you know, it has a long way to travel. So a lot of the edible items and the packages that they come in do come a bit beat up sometimes. So I'm pulling out all of the items, getting a little sneak peek for myself as I find our booklet and our recipe card. So here is, oh, and there's a special envelope down here in the bottom. Maybe we have like an art print or something. Okay, so the theme for July is summer in Dublin. So of course the most famous city probably. And there's so much to see there. And they've got the Book of Kells, which is like one of those must-see things. So of course we have our lovely letter from Catherine. This is a particularly hefty booklet. I feel like these are getting a little bit lengthy. I did see a recent suggestion in the Facebook group. Someone was like, you should have commissioned a little like binder or something where we can keep all of these in one place. And I thought that was a fantastic idea for subscribers to have somewhere to put them instead of like hiding them somewhere. So of course we have the Book of Kells, which is of course known around the world in the gates of Trinity College, and it's just beautiful, the illustrated pages of it. And then what else do we have? Part of your, she kind of gives us like a virtual tour through her words and her images of Dublin. of course, we had to go to the Guinness Storehouse, which was one of the first things that my husband and I did, because we were actually on a tour around Ireland, so we were not spending too many days in Dublin. So as soon as we arrived, we like dropped our bags off at the hotel, and we did this on our own. We actually walked to the Guinness Storehouse, did the tour, which of course ends with a pint in the bar on the top, which is fantastic. Let's see. We got some Guinness swag, because you got to do that for sure. They have some really fun art. That's some really fun interactive exhibits there too. So wow, there is a lot. And then she also has a whole section on ancient traditions in Ireland during the month of July. Always lots of green, cows crossing. And then in the back we have a whole section on Let's Meet the Makers. So wow, some of the entries for the Let's Meet the Makers are multi-page, so I won't quite read all of that to you, but I will definitely read as much as I possibly can. And then on the back of on the inside of the back cover, it does tell us that the next theme, or the next month for August, is going to be Granny's Cottage. It says, we love to bring you an experience within our curations, and of course via my booklet, to transport you somewhere is what I wish to achieve. To allow your senses and mind to be brought to Ireland, we bring you back to the Irish countryside, to Granny's Cottage in August. Get to know her and bask in her wit, wisdom and kindness. We will nourish ourselves not only with her knowledge and charm, but with the delicious baking that will be placed before us. The Irish Granny is a repository of history, family tales, heritage, traditions, culture, legends, and folklore, and you will indeed love meeting her. Absolutely, everybody needs an Irish Granny, it sounds like. So we're going from the city of Dublin, where it's very bustling and busy, back to the countryside where Granny lives for next month. So I was going to see if there was, sometimes in her letter there's a little bit of a summary of the items, of course. So it says, Dublin holds a treasure trove of history exhibited in its museums and beautiful buildings. I've always wanted to bring you to Dublin during the summer, my favorite time in the city, and I'm delighted that this My Ireland box for July came together in a way that you can explore with me, whilst exploring some surprises from the capital of Ireland. So let me see if I can kind of go in the order that she goes in here, and flip back and forth. It might get a little bit tricky, you guys. We might get a little bit tricky. But before we do that, let's take a look at our recipe. Ooh, that looks good. So we've got some, looks like some espresso, the paper, and whatever this is, it is the delicious Dublin Reunion Guinness and Chocolate Brownie. Yes, please. That sounds delicious. And of course, I have to learn, I finally got a kitchen scale so that I can do more European baking, because they weigh everything instead of doing it with cups and spoons, etc. So I'll have to do that. All right, so it says, let's talk about our first item. The cap you receive was a thought born from recent visits to Dublin, when I saw so many people wearing them around the city. And here it is. It's this nice olive green, kind of like a more modern look. So it's got this like almost like a stamp there that says Ireland, and then a very thick embroidered Ireland across the top with this nice shamrock. So very, very thick. So this, for example, is, to me, kind of more of a souvenir, right? This is what the tourists are going to wear. If you live in Ireland, I feel like you're not going to wear an Ireland hat. You know, like that's just one of those things. Let me know if you would. Do you wear like hats from your city? I guess I wear hats that say San Diego on them, but that's usually more about the baseball team than it is about, you know, San Diego pride. So it says, tourists alike to declare that I love Ireland while shielding themselves from the summer sun and looking all around them at Dublin's delights. So I thought that you would like this one. We seem to wear baseball caps a lot in this house too during the summer, so pop on your cap and come and explore Dublin with us. Show everyone how much you are connected to Ireland. Again, so to me, like, I love the Irish cap that we got back in, I want to say March or February, and that's very Irish, but doesn't necessarily say Ireland on it. It had a little shamrock on it. It does have one of these sort of like buckles, so it does have an adjustable strap on the back, and they did include this little piece of plastic so that it kept its shape. But again, this is to me a little bit more, like she said, like more for the tourists. But if you've been to Ireland, I feel like it's legit. Let me know if you would wear a hat or an apparel piece from a place that you hadn't visited. I feel like it just kind of confuses people, and they're gonna think that you've gone there, and they'll be like, oh, when did you go to Ireland? And you're like, I've never been there, I just like the hat. I got it from this subscription box. I feel like that would be kind of weird, right? So then we also have, we have a snack for our stroll, which is these Jacob's fig rolls. Oh, they're like Fig Newtons, I think, a little bit. They look like them, right? It says, take these Jacob's biscuits along with you too, a real Dublin business that have been making biscuits in Dublin for almost 150 years. They're a national treasure. Oh, you goodness, you guys. But what about this candle? So this is the only thing I think that could be a candle. It is wrapped in plastic, so let me go ahead and open this up. I love getting a candle, and also I love getting a fancy candle. I really like in subscription boxes in general getting consumable items, not just edible, but things that you can use. So yes, beauty products, candles, things that aren't going to need a special display place in your house or in your closet or wherever you store your caps, for example. Let's see. I like the things that last forever as well, but wow, this is pretty. Established in 1488. That is unbelievable, you guys. So it says, let's see. And what about this candle? Not only does it smell good, but Rathborns have been making candles in Dublin since 1488. They claim to be the oldest candle makers in the world. What history these candles have seen. Light it whilst you read this booklet. I love how she says whilst. So that's what the candle looks like. I am trying to get it out of this box. What a beautiful gift box if you wanted to share this with someone. Or maybe you've gone to Ireland and you were like, I forgot to get something for this person, then you could give them this. I'm trying to pull this out. It's really wedged into this piece of cardboard, which is a good thing, of course, but I want to pull it out. So it's this nice little frosted glass, little short container, and it does say Rathborns on there. Let's see what the scent is. So it says scented natural wax candle. It's Dublin tea, rose, wood, or oud, and patchouli. So those are not necessarily my favorite scents, I will admit. Rose is not usually my favorite scent, although lately I've been liking rose a little bit more. Patchouli I like in a blend. The oud, or the wood, is kind of giving a nice like earthiness to it, but it does smell really nice. It's not too strong either, so I just think the box is like gorgeous. So, and we don't usually get candles in my Ireland box, so that was really exciting. Then of course we have some Guinness Crisps. This is the package that I held up to you that was a little bit crushed. So if it wasn't for the fact that I take photos, I wouldn't mind so much because they're still good when they're crumbs. But you guys, it got a little crinkled. Speaking of, it says extra crunchy crinkle cut. Crinkled indeed, my friends, crinkled indeed. So this is from Keogh's, which we have gotten a lot of crisps from them. Wow, Guinness and flame grilled steak, deep ridges for extra flavor. I don't think we've usually gotten ones with ridges. How exciting. It says the Guinness Crisps I've been looking forward to sending to you, and what a perfect box to send them in. They are scrumptious, aren't they? I'm sure they're scrumptious. I'm like, they taste like Guinness and steak. How amazing. It says, to make Keogh's crinkle cut, we slice our whole skin-on potatoes extra thick with a crinkled blade. Then we hand cook in small batches and season generously for an extra crunchy crisp with deep ridges filled with flavor. The roasted barley hops and malt of Guinness give our crisps that rich, satisfying taste of Ireland's most famous stout. Have you guys ever had a Guinness float with like ice cream? So good. Or just Guinness with a brownie, like those brownies that are on that recipe card? That would be amazing. It says, now take some time for mindfulness, and whilst you enjoy the scent of Dublin, build your own little Dublin with your tiny Ireland model. Not that that's complete. Let's begin. Now that that's complete, I'm thinking, let's begin our journey around Dublin. Okay, so oh, how cute. So that is what was in this nice little envelope. We have build your own tiny Dublin, Ireland. So you just cut it out. Oh, so cute. So you could send this to someone as a greeting card, and that is why it has the envelope. So, and then you actually cut this out and you fold it. You score along the line so this, you can see like these roof edges will go together, so it gets a little bit of a three-dimensional look to it. How fun. So you cut that all up. I'm gonna have to do this for the photos, aren't I, you guys? And then you have your pavement here is where you glue it Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to get a good X-Acto knife. It shows scissors, but I feel like this is pretty thick cardstock, so you might want an X-Acto knife. I don't have a cutting mat these days, but how fun. So you get to do a little map. So that was pretty much everything. We also got, though, speaking of recipes, we also got the Pocket Irish Pub Cookbook with over 110, so does that mean there's 111 delicious dishes? So she didn't mention that in here. So let me go ahead and turn to the Let's Meet the Makers. So we have, yeah, multiple pages about Rathborns Candles, a page and a half about Jacob's Biscuits, Tiny Ireland. So that's so cool. Let's see. It says Tiny Ireland began in the little West Cork village of Ballydehob? I don't know. So it's someone who creates models. She says, I take photographs of everything that catches my interest and then try to recapture them while she creates these like little origami towns. That's really cool. And of course we have the booklet, again, really thick booklet this time around, our July recipe, our baseball cap, our Keogh's Guinness Crisps, which were so good, and then this this little Pocket Irish Pub Cookbook, I think, is just an additional item that didn't like necessarily make it, because you know it's coming from a publisher, it's not necessarily like from a maker. So this isn't like a handwritten one. Ooh, look at that stew, you guys. I wonder what that is all about. So I love cookbooks just because I love the pictures, and then I very, very rarely actually make the things. Luxury fish pie, warm bacon salad with pine nuts. That's something I'll probably be able to manage. Sometimes you just flip through things for like inspiration. A creamy onion bake. That sounds like a lot of onions. We have a whole section like blueberry cheesecake. So it says create exciting pub dishes to enjoy at home every day or for special occasions. This pocket-sized cookbook includes classic Irish pub dishes from simple bar snacks to Sunday roasts, as well as exciting new suggestions such as risotto, salmon en croûte, and even warm bacon salad. I wonder if they have like boxty fries in there, because that's like one of my favorite things. Oh, so let's see. Now, see, they've got the little toucans from the Guinness Annals of History. I don't know. Annals of History. They have so many great art pieces from there. So we have a whole section on soup, starters, and bar snacks. Then main dishes like quiche Lorraine steak and stout pie. That's what I'm talking about. Sides and salads. Do we have a lot? There's a lot of potatoes in the sides and salads, of course. So we have new potato salad, crunchy fried potatoes, roast potatoes, cheesy potatoes, jacket potatoes, and then we move on to the minted peas. Desserts, some really good looking ones. Chocolate whiskey mousse tart, Irish cream cheesecake, tiramisu, sparkling raspberry jellies. Okay. Bakes and cakes. We got white buttermilk scones, Irish apple cake. Let's see. Drinks. We've got like hot whiskey, Guinness in black, a black velvet. Oh, there's an image of Temple Bar, you guys. Temple Bar. There was a Temple Bar near my college. Not the original, obviously, but parsnip and apple soup. That sounds great. Scallops wrapped in bacon. I wish my pubs had delicious food like this. So let's just go over everything that we got in this box. I didn't necessarily go through the really lengthy descriptions of the makers, because some of them are repeats for us, and some of them I don't want to like privilege over the others, but I think this is really cool that we got that paper model. That's one of the things that I'm most excited about in here. So I guess this baseball cap came from Anthony from Allied, a business that has so many lovely Irish treasures that I cannot resist at times, is what Catherine wrote. So fun. Okay, so we got our cap. We got this beautiful candle, which smells really nice, even though not my usual sense. So that's one of the things that subscription boxes are good for sometimes, right? Is they kind of encourage us to be a little bit more adventurous. In terms of delicious treats, we got these fig biscuits and our Guinness steak flavored crinkle cut potato chips, or crisps, which I'm very, very excited about. Still in that same vein, but not actually where it's gonna take a little work. We got this little pocket pub cookbook, and of course we got our recipe for these delicious Dublin reunion Guinness and chocolate brownies. Yes, please. And then finally, this is the item I think I'm the most excited about. Hopefully I can get a little crafty and put it together and show you guys over on Instagram here in a day or two. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please help me out by giving it a thumbs up. If you are looking for a way to travel from the comfort of your own home, or if you know someone who just loves Ireland, misses Ireland, maybe, like I said, you have family heritage from the Emerald Isle, from Ayr, I would love to see you subscribe. Let me know if you do, or if you're already in there, I'm in that Facebook group too. You can say hello. Let me know what your favorite item in this box was. I'm always curious to see, what's your favorite thing? Do you love the booklet? Do you love the recipe cards? Do you love the edible items like I do? How do you feel about the items that have Ireland written on them? Or do you prefer like more of the handmade things that don't necessarily say where they're from, but you personally get to know the secret? That's where I'm at. I like those handmade items that we get sometimes. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing.